Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something I think a lot of us are interested in, passive income.
Yeah, that's right.
It's this idea, of making money while you're sleeping or maybe even while you're just relaxing at home.
That's the dream, isn't it? To have your money working for you even while you're kicking back.
Exactly. And we're actually going to be exploring 20 different passive income ideas today based on some research we've done.
Oh, wow. 20. That's quite a list.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot to cover, but I think our listeners are really going to get a lot out of this.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially because we're covering a real range, Some of these ideas are pretty simple, some are more complex.
Right. There's something here for everyone, no matter what your experience level is.
Absolutely.
So why don't we just dive right in?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let's start with something that's always top of mind when people think passive income. Real estate.
Yeah, real estate, that's a classic.
For a reason, right?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people think about rental properties.
Right. You buy a property, rent it out, and then you collect that monthly income.
Sounds pretty simple in theory.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot to consider, like property management and dealing with tenants.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
Definitely not.
Okay, so maybe that's not for everyone. What about short-term rentals like Airbnb?
Oh, Airbnb. Yeah, that's a popular one these days.
It seems like everybody's either doing it or thinking about doing it.
It can be really profitable, especially if you have a good property in a desirable location.
But I imagine it's also a lot more work than just being a regular landlord.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're essentially running a hotel, so you have to be prepared to deal with guests, cleanings, and all that.
I see. So more work, but potentially more reward.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, so what about people who like the idea of real estate, but they don't want to be landlords?
Well, in that case, you might want to consider REITs.
REITs? What's that?
Real estate investment trusts. It's a way to invest in real estate without actually owning any property.
That's interesting. So how does that work?
Basically, you're investing in companies that own and manage properties, and then you get dividends from their profits.
So you're kind of like a silent partner.
Exactly. You get the benefits of real estate investing without any of the hassles of being a landlord.
That sounds pretty appealing to me.
Yeah, I think it's a great option for people who want to dip their toes into real estate without getting too involved.
All right, so we've talked about real estate. Now, let's move on to something that some people might be a little intimidated by. The financial markets.
Yeah, the stock market can seem scary to a lot of people.
Right, especially if you don't have a lot of experience.
But there are actually a lot of ways to invest passively in the stock market.
Really? Tell me more.
One option is dividend-paying stocks.
Dividend-paying stocks.
Yeah, so these are stocks of companies that pay you a portion of their profits just for holding the stock.
Oh, so you get paid just for owning the stock.
Exactly. It's a nice way to generate some passive income.
I like the sound of that. What else is there?
Another popular option is index funds.
Index funds. I've heard of those, but I'm not really sure what they are.
An index fund is basically a basket of stocks that tracks a specific market index, like the S&P 500.
Oh, okay.
So instead of picking individual stocks, you're investing in a whole bunch of them at once.
And that's less risky.
Yeah, it can be. Because you're diversifying your investment.
It's diversifying.
You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You're spreading your risk across a bunch of different companies.
That makes sense. So index funds, they're a good option for people who are maybe a little more risk averse.
Exactly. And they can be a really good way to grow your money over the long term.
So it's like a set it and forget it kind of investment.
Exactly. You can just invest in an index fund and then let it do its thing.
I like that. Low maintenance.
For sure.
Now, what about peer-to-peer lending?
That's an interesting one.
I've seen ads for it, but it always seemed a bit risky to me.
It can be, yeah. But it also has the potential for higher returns.
So how does it work?
Basically, you're lending money to other people through a platform like Prosper or Lending Club.
So you're like the bank.
Kind of, yeah. And then you get paid interest on the loans.
I see. So it's higher risk, but potentially higher reward.
That's right. You just have to be careful and do your research before you lend any money.
Okay, good advice. Now, let's move on to something that I personally find really exciting. Online ventures.
Oh, yeah. The internet is a gold mine for passive income opportunities.
There's so much you can do online.
It's amazing, really.
So where do we even begin?
Well, one popular option is online courses.
Online courses.
Yeah, if you have any skills or knowledge that you can teach, you can create an online course and sell it.
Like what kind of skills?
Anything, really. It could be anything from cooking to photography to coding.
So you can basically package your expertise and sell it over and over again.
Exactly. And there are platforms like Udemy and Teachable that make it super easy to create and sell your courses.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So you don't have to be a tech whiz to do this.
Nope, not at all.
That's great.
Yeah.
But how much work does it take to create a course?
It definitely takes some effort up front. You have to plan the course, create the content, film the videos, and all that.
But once it's up and running, it's pretty passive, right?
Yeah, for the most part. You might have to do some updates or answer student questions.
Okay, so it's not completely hands-off, but it has the potential to be very passive.
Exactly.
All right, what else is there in the world of online ventures?
Well, another popular option is ebook publishing.
Ebooks. I feel like everyone's writing an ebook these days.
It's true, but it can actually be a really good way to generate passive income.
So how does it work?
You write your book, format it, and then upload it to a platform like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing.
And then people can buy it?
Yep. And you earn royalties on every sale.
So it's like getting paid to write.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the best part is you can sell your ebook for years and years to come.
That's amazing. But isn't it really hard to get your ebook noticed with so many out there?
It can be challenging, but there are a lot of things you can do to market your ebook and get it in front of the right people.
Like what?
You can use social media, run ads, reach out to bloggers and influencers, and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay, so it takes some effort, but it's definitely possible to make passive income from ebooks.
Absolutely. And it's a lot easier than it used to be, thanks to platforms like Amazon.
All right, so we've got online courses and ebooks. What else is there?
Affiliate marketing is another big one.
Affiliate marketing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those links on blogs or websites that say, buy this product, and they get a commission if you click through and make a purchase?
Oh, yeah. I see those all the time.
That's affiliate marketing.
So you're basically promoting other people's products.
Exactly. And you earn a commission for every sale you generate.
So you don't have to create your own products.
Nope. You just have to find good products to promote.
That sounds pretty easy.
It's not always easy, but it can be a great way to generate passive income.
Especially if you already have a website or blog with an audience.
Exactly. You're essentially monetizing your existing audience.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, what about blogging itself? Can you make passive income from blogging?
You can, yeah.
Yeah?
But it takes time and effort.
So how does it work?
You create a blog, write high-quality content, and then build up an audience.
And then how do you make money?
You can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You can run ads on your blog, do affiliate marketing, sell your own products or services, and even get sponsorships.
So it's all about building up a loyal following and then finding ways to monetize that audience.
That's right.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all works. Now, what about YouTube? Is that a viable way to make passive income?
YouTube can be very lucrative, yeah.
It seems like everyone's trying to be a YouTuber these days.
It's true. But there's a reason for that. It's a great platform for building an audience and generating income.
So how does it work?
You create videos, upload them to YouTube, and then monetize your channel through ads, sponsorships, and even merchandise sales.
So it's similar to blogging in a way.
Yeah, it is. You're creating content, building an audience, and then finding ways to monetize that audience.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
The key is to be consistent, create high-quality content, and promote your channel effectively.
Right, you can't just expect to upload a few videos and then start raking in the cash.
No, not at all. It takes work, but it can be very rewarding.
Okay, so YouTube's another option. What about something a little more creative? What about print-on-demand stores?
Print-on-demand is a cool way to make passive income, yeah. Especially if you're creative and have a good eye for design.
So how does it work?
You design products like t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, and other stuff.
And then you sell them.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about inventory or shipping.
So how does that work?
You use a platform like Printify or Printful.
And they handle everything.
Yeah, they print the products, ship them to the customers, and handle all the customer service.
So you just design and market the products.
Pretty much. It's a great way to make passive income without having to deal with the logistics of running an e-commerce business.
That's amazing. But isn't the market for print-on-demand products really saturated?
It can be, yeah. But there are still ways to stand out.
Like what?
You have to find a niche, create unique designs, and market your products effectively.
Okay, so it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's definitely a viable option.
For sure.
All right, so we've got print-on-demand. What about drop shipping?
Drop shipping is another popular e-commerce model that can be very passive.
How does that one work?
It's similar to print-on-demand, but instead of designing your own products, you find products from suppliers and list them on your website or online store.
And then what happens?
When someone orders a product from your store, the order is sent to the supplier.
And they ship it directly to the customer.
Exactly. You don't have to handle any inventory or shipping.
Wow, that sounds pretty hands-off.
It is. But you do have to be careful about choosing reliable suppliers.
Because if the supplier messes up, it reflects on you.
Yeah, that's right. You're still responsible for customer service, even if you're not handling the product yourself.
Okay, so it's important to do your due diligence and find suppliers you can trust.
Absolutely.
All right, so drop shipping's another option. What about app development?
App development can be very lucrative, but it's definitely not for everyone.
You have to know how to code, right?
Well, yeah. Or you can hire someone to do it for you, but that can be expensive.
So what's the appeal of app development?
If you have a great app idea, you can potentially make a lot of money.
How do you make money from an app?
There are a few ways. You can sell the app, offer in-app purchases, or run ads.
So it's all about creating an app that people want to use and then finding ways to monetize it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's app development. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked. Leveraging intellectual property.
Ah, yes. This is a good one, especially for creative people.
So what is intellectual property?
It's basically anything you create with your mind. Inventions, designs, literary works, music, and so on.
And how do you leverage it to make passive income?
You can license your intellectual property to other people or companies.
So they can use your creation.
Yeah, and they pay you royalties for it.
So it's like getting paid for your ideas.
Exactly. It's a great way to make passive income from your creativity.
I like that. Now, can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say you're a musician and you write a song. You could license that song to be used in a commercial or a movie.
And then you get paid every time the song is played.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. So it's all about protecting your intellectual property and then finding ways to license it.
Exactly. There are a lot of resources available to help you do that.
Okay, so that's intellectual property. Now, you mentioned index funds earlier. Can you tell me a little more about those?
Sure. Index funds are a great way to invest passively in the stock market.
So I don't have to pick individual stocks?
Nope, the fund manager does that for you.
And they track a specific market index?
That's right, like the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial Average.
And this is considered passive income?
Well, it's not income in the traditional sense, but it's a way to grow your money over time without having to actively manage your investments.
So it's a long-term investment strategy?
Exactly. And it can be a really good one, especially if you're not comfortable picking individual stocks.
So it's a good option for people who are maybe a little more risk-averse?
Exactly.
Okay, so index funds. Got it. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of different passive income ideas.
And this is just the first part of our deep dive.
That's right. We've got a lot more to cover.
I'm excited to hear what else you've got for us.
Well, in the next part, we're going to be diving deeper into some of these online ventures, and we're going to be talking about high-yield savings accounts.
Ooh, high-yield savings accounts. Those sound intriguing.
They can be a great way to make your money work for you, even if you don't have a lot to invest.
I'm definitely interested in hearing more about that.
Well, you'll have to stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive.
I will. I can't wait.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're ready for round 2 of our passive income exploration.
I know I am. I'm already feeling inspired by all the possibilities we talked about in the first part.
Right. Look,
Yeah.
There's so much you can do these days.
Exactly. And I'm especially intrigued by those high-yield savings accounts you mentioned.
Ah, yeah, those are a good ones.
I always thought savings accounts were, kind of boring.
Well, they can be. But high-yield savings accounts are a little different.
How so?
They offer much higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts.
So you get a better return on your money.
Exactly. And it's all passive. You just deposit your money and let it grow.
Sounds pretty easy.
It is. But there are a few things to keep in mind, like minimum balance requirements and fees.
Okay, so it's important to shop around and find an account that's right for you.
Absolutely.
Now, can we revisit some of those online ventures we talked about earlier?
Sure. Which ones are you interested in?
Well, I'm really fascinated by the idea of creating online courses.
Ah, yeah. Online courses are a great way to share your knowledge and make money at the same time.
But it seems like a lot of work to create a whole course.
It can be, yeah. But it's not as daunting as it might seem.
So where do you even begin?
The first step is to identify a skill or topic that you're passionate about and that you think other people would be interested in learning.
Okay, so you need to find your niche.
Exactly. Once you know what you want to teach, you need to start planning your course content.
Like what kind of stuff?
It depends on the topic, but you'll probably need to create videos, presentations, worksheets, quizzes, and other materials.
I see, so it's like being a teacher, but online.
Exactly. And the great thing is, once you've created the course, you can sell it over and over again.
So it's a lot of upfront work, but then it becomes very passive.
That's the idea.
And those platforms you mentioned, Udemy and Teachable, they can help with all this?
Oh yeah, for sure. They make it really easy to host, market, and sell your courses.
Sounds pretty convenient.
They handle all the technical stuff, so you can focus on creating great content.
I like that. Now, what about ebooks?
Ebooks are another great option for passive income.
I feel like everyone's writing an ebook these days.
It's true, but it's still a viable option, especially if you find a niche market.
So how do you make your ebook stand out from the crowd?
That's a good question. It's all about creating high-quality content that meets a specific need.
And marketing it effectively.
Of course.
Yeah.
You have to let people know your ebook exists.
Right. You can't just expect people to stumble upon it.
Exactly. You need to promote it on social media, your website, and other channels.
Okay, so it's not just about writing a good book. It's also about marketing it well.
Exactly.
Now, what about affiliate marketing?
Affiliate marketing. That's a classic.
It's this idea of promoting other people's products and earning a commission, right?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Seems like a good way to make money if you already have an audience.
It is. If you have a blog, a website, or a social media following, you can start promoting products that are relevant to your audience.
And earn a commission on every sale.
That's right.
But how do you find good products to promote?
There are a lot of affiliate networks out there that connect you with businesses that are looking for affiliates.
And you can just sign up and start promoting.
Pretty much. But it's important to choose products that you genuinely believe in and that will be valuable to your audience.
Okay, so it's about authenticity and providing value.
Exactly. Don't just promote anything and everything.
Yeah.
Be selective and focus on quality.
Good advice. Now let's talk about YouTube. It's more than just a place to watch cat videos.
Oh yeah, much more. YouTube is a powerful platform for building a brand and generating income.
But seems so competitive.
It is. But there's still room for new creators.
So how do you stand out?
You need to create engaging content that people want to watch.
Easy to say, hard to do.
True. But there are a lot of resources available to help you improve your video quality, storytelling, and marketing.
Okay, so it takes work, but it's possible.
Absolutely. And once you build a loyal following, you can start monetizing your channel through ads, sponsorships, and merchandise sales.
So it's similar to blogging in a way.
Very similar.
Okay, that's YouTube. Now, what about print-on-demand stores?
Print-on-demand is a fun way to get creative and make passive income.
So you design products and then sell them online?
Yeah, but you don't have to handle any printing or shipping.
That sounds appealing.
It is. You use a platform like Printify or Printful, and they handle everything for you.
So you just create the designs and market your products.
Exactly. It's a great way to start an e-commerce business without a lot of upfront investment.
But isn't the market pretty crowded?
It can be, yeah. But there are still ways to find a niche and stand out.
Like creating unique designs.
Yep. And marketing your products effectively.
Okay, so it's not a passive income stream that you can just set up and forget about.
No, you definitely have to put in some effort.
But it has the potential to be very rewarding. Now, what about drop shipping?
Yes, drop shipping. That's another popular e-commerce model.
So how does that work?
You find products from suppliers and list them on your online store.
But you don't actually have any inventory.
Nope. When someone orders a product from your store, the order goes directly to the supplier.
And they ship it to the customer.
Exactly. You're basically the middleman between the customer and the supplier.
So it's very hands-off.
It can be, yeah. But you still have to choose your suppliers carefully.
Because if they mess up, it reflects on you.
Yeah, you're still responsible for customer service.
So it's important to do your research and find reliable suppliers.
Absolutely.
Okay, so dropshipping is an option. What about app development?
App development can be a big moneymaker, but it's definitely not for everyone.
It seems pretty technical.
It is. You either need to know how to code yourself or you need to hire a developer.
And that can be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the draw of app development?
If you have a great app idea that solves a problem or meets a need, you can potentially reach millions of people.
And make a lot of money.
Potentially, yes.
But it's a lot of work, right?
It can be. But if you're passionate about it and willing to put in the effort, it can be very rewarding.
Okay, so app development is something to consider. Now, you mentioned leveraging intellectual property earlier. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. Intellectual property is anything you create with your mind. Inventions, designs, literary works, music, and so on.
And how do you make money from it?
You can license your intellectual property to other people or companies.
So they can use your creation?
Yep. And they pay you royalties for it.
So it's like getting paid for your ideas.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. But how do you even get started with that?
It depends on the type of intellectual property you have. But there are a lot of resources available online, and you can also consult with an attorney who specializes in intellectual property law.
Okay, so it's worth exploring if you have something unique and valuable to offer. Now, you mentioned high-yield savings accounts earlier. Can you remind me why those are considered a good passive income strategy?
Sure. High-yield savings accounts offer much higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts.
So you earn more money on your savings.
Exactly. And it's all passive. You just deposit your money and let it grow.
Sounds too good to be true.
It's not. It's just a matter of finding the right account.
So what should I look for?
You want to find an account with a high APY, low fees, and good customer service.
APY.
Annual percentage yield. That's the rate of return you'll earn on your money.
Okay, so higher APY is better.
Yep.
All right, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this passive income thing.
Good. It's all about finding the right strategies that work for you.
And being patient, right?
Yes, definitely. Passive income takes time to build.
Okay, well, I'm feeling pretty motivated to get started.
That's great. We're almost done with our deep dive, but we still have a few more unconventional ideas to explore.
There's more.
Yep, in the last part, we'll be talking about some really unique and creative ways to generate passive income.
I can't wait. Welcome back, everyone, for the final part of our passive income deep dive.
That's right. We've saved some of the more unique ideas for last.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
Well, one that's become pretty popular is renting out storage space.
Yeah, I've heard about that. People using platforms like Neighbor to rent out spare rooms or garages, or even just parking spaces.
Exactly. It's a great way to turn unused space into a source of income.
I guess so, especially if you live in a city where space is at a premium.
Right. Think about all those people struggling to find a place to store their stuff.
Yeah, I can see the appeal. But isn't it a little risky letting strangers store their belongings on your property?
There are definitely some things to consider, but those platforms usually offer safeguards, like renter verification and insurance options.
Okay, so you're not totally on the hook if something goes wrong.
Exactly. And you can screen potential renters, set clear rules, and even install security cameras if you want extra peace of mind.
All right, so renting out storage space, that's one to think about. What about car sharing services like Turo?
Turo's another interesting one. It's like Airbnb for cars.
Yeah, I've seen the ads. You can rent out your car when you're not using it.
That's the idea. You list your car on the platform, set your rates, and people can book it for a day or a week or even longer.
Sounds pretty simple. But I have to admit, I'd be a little nervous letting someone else drive my car.
I get it. It's not for everyone. But Turo does have a vetting process for renters, and they provide insurance coverage.
Okay, so there are some protections in place.
Yeah, and you can always decline a rental request if you're not comfortable with it for any reason.
Fair enough. So car sharing is another possibility. Now, I know we've talked a lot about digital products, but I feel like we could keep going forever.
I know, right? There's so many options.
We've talked about ebooks, courses, print on demand. What else is there? Like really unique stuff.
Well, think about the things people need or want in their daily lives.
Okay, so like practical stuff.
Yeah, or educational, or even just fun. Could you create a template to help people with their meal planning?
Oh, interesting.
Or maybe a set of stock photos for businesses or bloggers.
I see what you mean. So basically, finding a need and creating a digital product to fill it.
Exactly. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
I like that. It's about being creative and thinking outside the box.
Then the beauty of digital products is that you create them once, and then you can sell them over and over again.
Yeah, that's the passive income dream.
Right. No inventory, no shipping, just pure profit.
Well, almost pure profit. I guess you still have to market the products.
True. But there are so many ways to do that online these days. Social media, ads, email marketing.
You name it. Okay, so digital products, that's a whole world in itself. Now, I'm curious about something you mentioned earlier, royalties from intellectual property.
Yeah, that's one for the creative folks out there.
So, for example, if I write a song, I could earn royalties from that.
Exactly. If your song gets used in a movie or a TV show or even a commercial, you get paid.
That's pretty cool. But how do you even get your music in front of those people?
Well, you can sign up with a music licensing agency, or you can network directly with music supervisors and producers.
So it takes a bit of hustle, but it could be worth it.
Definitely. If you have talent and you're willing to put yourself out there, you could be earning passive income from your music for years to come.
I like that. All right, before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier. High-yield savings accounts.
Ah, yes. Those are the foundation of any good financial plan.
So they're not as exciting as, say, launching a YouTube channel or writing an ebook.
Maybe not. but they're essential for building a solid financial base.
It's about making your money work for you, even if it's just sitting in a savings account.
Exactly. And with interest rates going up, you can actually earn a decent return these days.
So it's not just about saving for a rainy day, it's about making your savings grow.
That's right. And it's one of the easiest ways to generate passive income.
No skills required, just a little bit of research to find the right account.
Exactly. All right, well, I think we've covered just about everything we set out to cover.
We sure have. This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of passive income.
I agree. We've explored a ton of different ideas, from the traditional to the truly unconventional.
I'm feeling so inspired. There are so many possibilities out there.
The key is to find what resonates with you, what aligns with your skills and interests, and what fits into your lifestyle.
Right, there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
And remember, passive income is a journey, not a destination. It takes time and effort to build, but it's so worth it.
I love that. It's about taking action, being patient, and never giving up on your financial goals.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this episode.
I agree. It's been a pleasure talking to you about all this.
Likewise. And a huge thank you to all of our listeners for joining us on this journey. We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to achieve your dreams. Take care, everyone.